clean hands. So now I'm just going to keep an eye on my onions that are sauteing over here. I'm wanting that color, that caramelization to happen on the ridges, and it actually goes just a little bit faster if you add a little bit of salt because it draws some of that sugar and liquid out. Remember, keep it at that high temperature so that it is not steaming, that it's actually sauteing at a higher temperature. In the meantime, I'm going to begin the slicing process over here. And then I'll cook up my patties. Okay, I've got all my vegetables washed, which is another thing I could put on my prep. What did I say earlier? I mentioned something about putting on my prep. Wash veggies. Okay. And then in a minute we're going to talk through what it means to time these out. I obviously have started my potato ahead of time because it is in the oven. So that's the first thing that I did, was make sure that my potatoes were in the oven so that I could be working on this at the same time while they're in the oven. And they are actually ready now. So I'm leaving them in the oven to stay warm until I have this all cooked. And this is actually going to go fairly quickly. So these are my toppings that I'm going to put in my burgers. And because they're sliders, I'm going to make these leaves just a little bit smaller. So I don't need a whole lot more than what I've got here, just for my kids that are eating this today. All right, my onions are coming along nicely back here. Wish you could smell them. I love the smell of sauteing onions. If I did not want to be cooking these before I put the meat in, I could use 2 different skillets, or this would be the part where you could go put them on the grill or pop them in the oven as well. But I wanted you to be able to see everything, and it's harder to see all of that at the same time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call my onions finished. Let me grab a plate. They have a nice caramelization around the edges. I like them a little bit firm and not so mushy as they get too far done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. Now my skillet is already greased up with the butter that was already in there. So I do not need to put anything in there, but if you started with just no onions and you didn't do that, then you might want to kind of just give a little drizzle of oil just to begin the process of caramelizing your patties. Okay, so here we go. We are going to use that same high heat. These are going to cook fairly quickly. You can hear the sizzle right away. I'm going to do a few of these, and then I'm probably not going to do the rest just to save us time on our video. I'm just going to make my pan, fill up my pan, and do enough for my kids to eat for lunch. Okay, and that's going to take just a minute. I'm going to get a splatter screen, and then I will show you, while these are cooking, the potatoes that are coming out of the oven. I think I've kind of already talked you through how to do them. But I will make sure and include a recipe for the potatoes as well, in case you are excited about making a potato canoe or twice-baked potatoes. All right, so just to go back and review, if I were going to be doing these both together, which I did today, I would make sure that I was doing the potato first, and I remember I started with an already baked potato. I usually use the leftovers. So you want to make sure that you have it already baked ahead of time, and then all of these things you could be doing. If you wanted to chop these veggies at the same time that you chop these veggies, go for it. And I think that's all that you'll want to see on that part. I'm going to pull these out of the oven for you to see. Up there. Okay. Here are my potato canoes. You can see that. Alrighty. So we have got green onion and cheddar and sour cream and what else? Bacon. Lots of bacon. I only did two halves, which was from one potato because that's all I needed for the amount that we needed today for lunch. But the recipe calls for 4 potatoes, which would make 8 potato halves. They're also called twice baked potatoes, so you can look those recipes up or I can attach that. And I'm going to go ahead and flip the other side of my hamburgers, my patties over here. So these are getting close, and we don't like these super well done, so I'm going to go ahead and these have a nice good caramelization on the end, on the bottom, so that they're nice and brown, and it adds a whole lot of that flavor. That we want, especially if you have it like from the grill and you have those charred marks, so it takes a whole lot of flavor. Okay, splatter screen back on, and I'm going to grab a pan. And I'll show you how to put these together. While they're cooking the rest of the way, I'm going to show you the way that we're going to prep our little buns here. Okay, you're going to take these buns, and they come in a little cardboard box like this. And you're just going to, I think I only need, I think there was 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I'm going to do 6 of my buns. If you had 12, you would do 12, obviously. And all you have to do is kind of slice these. You're going to turn them sideways and slice them. Make sure, if you have a bread knife handy, you can use a bread knife. That might be handier. And then I'm going to put them on my tray, get them ready. But they stick together, so you can kind of slice them all at the same time. If you wanted to do all of them, you could open up this tray and slice like this, all the way through, so that you have them straight up like that. But I'm not using all of them today. So I'm just going to open them up and get them ready. And I think both of my kids will want cheese, so I'm going to put some cheese slices on them while they're finishing up in the skillet. And then I'm just going to let them decide whatever they want for condiments and toppings. But I'll go ahead and do one full one so that you can see. This is not very hard, and you've probably already figured out what's going on here, but I'm going to do like half a slice, and then if I were making these for a party, I'm going to show you a fun little presentation idea that you can do. Okay, we're going to call those done. You see how quick and easy that was? Alright, so there's one. See, they did not shrink up very much. And the quality of your beef and how much fat you have in your beef affects that too. I'm going to leave the rest of those. I'll just show you how to put this all together. Okay. If you wanted to do these for a party, you could have. I'm going to actually not use the sliced tomato for this one. I'll show you kind of a fun party way of doing it. Okay. And you would have condiments if you wanted to on the side or with it. I'm going to put just a few of those onions also in there. And then a fun way of displaying this is to get a toothpick and it's very helpful to go ahead and dry off your pickle if you're going to do a pickle so that it doesn't sog up your bun, okay? So let me grab a pickle. Obviously, if you wanted to put this on the inside, you could easily put it on the inside and it's just a normal burger. But I'm going to dry off my pickle, stack that on top, and then I'm not going to use the sliced tomatoes. I'm going to use a cherry tomato just for the fun of it. One of those kind of grape cherry tomatoes. And then slide it through. And then you've got a fun presentation as well. So obviously you could, I lost part of the bun at the bottom. Okay, so there you go. So if you wanted to just stack all that on the inside, you could stack all that on the inside for sure. All right, and that's all I have for you guys. Don't forget to make this at home if you can and you have all the ingredients, or you can put it on hold and make it whenever you get all the ingredients. All right, I had fun with you guys today. I missed you, and we'll see you when we get back together, I guess. Bye.